there is wanting to know that the truth that 9.3 million people in the United States are currently totally 100% doing two jobs right now. Isn't that crazy? And so I just want to say that in this live, I'm going to be talking about a special formula. If you are in a dead end job, you're looking to escape that job in order to not have to work two jobs like the 9.3 million people. And that's a figure that's, by the way, according to Bloomberg. So a very reputable um, report. We really truly like it's very accurate. So that's a poll that is a real deal. And so today's world, we hustle more than we live. And so if you're a dad, if you're a mom, and you're watching this and you want to get rid of your 9 to 5 job that is killing you daily, and you want to escape and quit your 9 to 5 job, and more importantly, if you want to quit your 5 to 9 job, which is second job that you might have right now, like those people on Bloomberg, then this video is for you. I'm looking for people who want to start a business in 2026, a simple online, simple digital business that they can begin to take extra money in with Master Resale Rights for beginners, that you want to know a decades old business model, actually, that has been around for decades, but just has been being updated over and over again, then this video is for you. And so I want to share with you a path that is going to be probably not like anything you've ever seen before. I'm also going to explain what Master Resale Rights are and how the phone that you're talking, that you're watching me on right now, is actually a part of the Master Resale Rights business. I'm going to show you the beginning of a business plan, and I'm going to offer you a freedom formula by the end of this live that is going to show the path. We're going to begin to simply plant some seeds today on a way that you can begin to create supplemental income while learning a skill that literally pays your bills. Skills pay. So people who want to invest in e-learning and want to become a member of a free community, then this is the right video for you today. So I'm hoping that people in their 40s, 50s, Gen Xers like me, maybe borderline millennials are coming in and checking out what their options are. Because if you want to invest in an online business in the United States that you could use to travel and have a nomadic lifestyle, then all you need is a cell phone and Wi-Fi connection and structure. And most importantly, you need mentorship. If you're looking for a mentorship or a mastermind that can totally revolutionize what you are doing daily, then this is the right video for you. So let's get started. I'm going to explain to you something that my mentor has taught me, and I am simply going to go over the beginning of it here. And let's see here. My Facebook is doing all sorts of weird things. So what is going on? I'm actually live here on 3 different places, on TikTok, on YouTube, and let me see what's going on here. Just a moment. It says I was live, but I'm not live anymore. Facebook decided to poop out on me, basically. Is this going to make me do everything again? Oh, my goodness. Why won't this let me go live? Bear with me 1 second, guys. Little technical difficulties. Jobs. Hey, everyone. If you're joining me live, tell me where you're joining me from in the chat, please. I'm going to put listen. There we go. Turn me just a second, see if I can get this running back on Facebook again. And I'm in Nebraska. You guys probably know that. For a lot of you that are having good weather here. Hey, Bally, where are you joining in from today? Thank you for joining. I'm talking about online businesses. Can you say where you're going, where you're joining me from today? That would be awesome. And for some reason, my Facebook decided to poop out on me. Pooping out on me. So yeah, are you, Bally, are you actually in the United States or are you in a different country? Put a 1 in the chat if you're in the United States, please, Bally. So what do you know about online business, Bally? Can you put anything in the chat there? Do you have a business? Type the number 1 if you have a business, Bally. That would be awesome. Okay, here we go. We are going to expand this and see if this is going to let me go a little bit longer than 4 minutes. That's kind of silly. There we go. All right. I think we're live again on our lovely Facebook. FB is in the house. All right. So here I want to say thank you for joining. Rudolph, Mitzi, put a 1 in the chat. If you're in the United States, put a 1 in the chat. Kim as well. That would be awesome. Okay, so here we go. This is the blueprint. Well, beginning of the blueprint. I'm going to be showing you guys one-on-one what's going on with this blueprint, and we're going to cover this. So in this day and age, there are over 2 billion people on the internet. And what you want to realize is that on the internet, there are 2 point whatever billion on the internet. So that's a lot of customers. That's a good thing. But the problem is there's 2 billion whatever people on the internet. So if you can get just 0.5% of 0.5%, then you're going to be doing really good. Put a 1 in the chat, Nicola. If you've ever shopped online, put a 1 in the chat, please. That would be great. And yeah, if you haven't shopped online, then that's weird because everybody shops online. So here's what I want to share with you today. There is an automated business plan that is going to start with the letter C up here in a box, which is actually standing for capture. So let me give you my notes here and what this stands for. C, this is going to be super hard to read. Capture. And you don't want to get ready to take a screenshot because this is literally $1 million formula you're looking at in triangles and circles. So a capture page is simply a really easy funnel that once people learn what your business model is, like going online right now and texting people, and well, you don't text anyone direct with this business model. What you do is you simply have a online automated business that's working for you 24/7 with a capture page going. You post little comments and you go live like this and you talk about the business, and then people get interested and then they're going to go check out your capture page. And it's exactly what it looks like. It's just a real simple funnel. It's got a video. I personalize mine with a video of me. And then I have my video say that, hey, this is all about being an online business world. If you want to travel, if you want to have freedom to be able to quit your 9-to-5 job and be able to take a business with you, no matter where you go, then you want to pay attention to the Freedom Formula Blueprint. And if you go to my page here, my capture page, you can simply put in your email, and then I will email you directly this business plan that I'm talking about. It's like 10 pages long. And then from that business plan, you can decide to either move forward to the ready page, which is going to be a checkout option, basically, where it's giving you a video where you get introduced to my mentor, Michelle O'Neill. And then you can select that you're ready to move forward and select the package that you want to buy. Now, what am I selling? I'm actually not selling. I hate the word sell because it's really not accurate what I'm here for today. What I'm here to do is to serve and to help and to bring hope. That for anyone who's working from home and then they have to work a second job from home. Isn't it frustrating? I mean, how does that feel to be like, okay, I did my best and I'm trying to earn extra money so that way I can be around my family more often? And that is something that is ultra frustrating for everyone. And so I get how that is. That is super crazy. And so, what I'm going to recommend for you is that you consider other options, a plan B, for instance. And so, all that to say, if you go to the Ready page, I introduce you to my mentor, Michelle O'Neill, and she comes to the whole 9 yards on everything that she's going to join and tell you about with the Legacy Builder program. And then it will go to a purchase page. And this is the ideal flow. So it's going to go from the capture page to the Ready page to the purchase page. And that's basically how it works in an ideal world. But sometimes people get like pretty often people go to your website and they're not quite sure and they want to think about it some more, whatever. And so this will give them a second option. Once they put their email in, they're going to be put into an email automations that are going to go nonstop 24/7. And we give you 30 pre-populated emails that are going to go, and they are going to go like once a day, once every other day or something. And you can program the frequency of how often you get these emails. But these emails are all proven to like really make connection with your customer, your perfect customer, which is usually a younger version of you. It's basically how that works. And then when they get the emails, then they will be prompted to go up to the Ready page, or they'll be prompted to go and buy. And that's really how that works. They have the two options. The emails are working for you nonstop 24/7. So why is this important? If you're in a job, you have to trade time for money. Okay? You work a certain amount of time and then you make money in return. This is pretty ingrained in the society now. And the truth is, there is a way that you could actually switch it around so that you can have your money have velocity, as they say, and it can actually be working nonstop for you in an automated business that could have a website here that's working for you, whether you're working or not, whether you're tired or not. You would be working right here. It'd be working for you nonstop, like a virtual assistant that never stops working for you, never takes a day off. And now that sounds amazing. Put a 1 in the chat if that sounds good, Zmar. And then also, what happens for you is you just simply follow a blueprint. And what you got to do is consider that it's a 2-hour work day, but I like to say 3 hours because there's training involved. So I'm going to put that over here. 2 hours. And basically what that breaks down to for 2 hours is you're going to have 30 minutes of posting free ads. Okay. And then you're going to have 1 hour making social media posts. And then you're going to have another 30 minutes just doing responses. Okay. So this is how it works. You got a 2-hour workday, which if any of you are following anyone in the digital growth community, you're going to see that they're always talking about having a 2-hour workday. And so that's how it breaks down. That's the secret sauce. Okay. Why you do this? Because you're tired in a dead-end job and you're tired of working for someone who's making money for somebody else. And you have to pay your bills. Okay. Why? What's the situation? The situation is you got to get a second job because you can't afford to pay your bills. There's a lot of inflation and things are not going very well in the world nowadays. And so that's what and the why. And the whole time you're wanting to know, how can I get out of my second job? How do I avoid being like those other 9.3 million people every single month, according to Bloomberg? 9.3 million people every month are working 2 jobs. Some of them work 3 jobs. That's absolutely crazy. How do you have time for your kids if you're working 3 jobs? So that's the crazy part about it. And so if you're listening to me right now, what you can do in the pockets of your time, whenever you can get a chance, it doesn't have to be a full hour at a time. You could just put 10 minutes here, 20 minutes here to make, if you make a 7-second video on TikTok, just you going like this, yeah, ooh, and then you put a bunch of text over here. You see them all the time when you're scrolling, right? So when you're scrolling, did you know you're making somebody else money? So why not use your phone to make yourself money? You make the money. Why not? Well, I'll tell you why. Because you need mentoring. You need to know how to do this correctly. Thank you for following. I appreciate that. And you also need to know what the simple step-by-step formula is that you can follow in order to figure out who the best mentor is and how to do an online business. If you are overwhelmed by tech, don't worry about it because we have tech support that can help you 24/7. So there's no issue with that at all. Thank you for joining, Calvin. Put a 1 in the chat if you are in the United States. That'd be awesome. And so anyway, so then over here, once you purchase, you're going to get access to 3 things. Okay. And you get access to these 3 things regardless of whatever level that you decide to purchase. And I'll get to that in a second because not everyone has the same goals. Not everyone has the same budget. So there are 4 different options of being able to invest in the program. Okay. So number 1, you get access to my free school community. And it is simply called Legacy Blueprint Now. Like right up here, you can get access to my Legacy Blueprint Now right now. If you just go to here, the Legacy Blueprint Now, and that's going to take you to my school community. And it's going to send you an email to scroll down at the very bottom, and it's going to go ahead and give you an invite. And I'll email you back. If you have any questions, you email me. And you can also go down in Service Plus in the corner down here somewhere, and you can click on the link there, and you can get in touch with me that way too, and more information. Okay, so my free school community, we cover things that people in dead-end jobs want to know so that they can quit their job and learn their life purpose, get daily prayer, and start to begin to get daily business knowledge. All of that is available, hey Calvin, in my free school community. All you do is go to school.com/Legacy Blueprint Now, and you can ask to join. Or in the Service Plus down here, you can click on that little yellow thing. Is there a little yellow thing in the corner, Calvin? Can you put a yes or no with the yellow thing and the little arrow? Do you see that kind of down in the area about right here? Can you give me a word for yes, or type the word yes? Is Service Plus over there? Okay, you left. Okay, bye. Thanks for joining. Okay, then the second thing you get right now is you get access to the digital growth community. Okay, and so what is the digital growth community? The second thing right here is the digital growth community. The digital growth community is the success child of Michelle O'Neill. And basically, that just came out really weird. But anyway, it's a digital. Hey, Calvin, welcome back, my friend. It is a digital school community as well. So there's 2 school communities that you can belong to. But with this one, the difference is there's 58,000 people who have invested in this program. So does it work? Is it a proven product? Yes. I would say quite yes. 58,000 people joined in the last 2.5, 3 years. That's pretty successful. And once it launched, over 29 million was made by the community overall in the first 10 months or something, or first 5 months or whatever. So it was like crazy money, crazy awesomeness, everything going down. That's what's shaking. And then down here, the third thing you get access to is a Kajabi online e-course interactive experience. The Kajabi experience is going to have multiple modules depending on what level that you invest in. It's going to tell you more and more and more. Okay. And what are you investing in? What am I talking about? How are you going to prevent getting a second job? Well, I'm talking about an option where you can begin to get lines of revenue going. So you can get 100, 300, 600, 900, depending on what you invest in for how much training you want to get. Okay. And so you think about this real quick. Everyone has a different budget. And so everyone has a different passion and everyone has a different goal. So why not have multiple options for you to invest? Some people might just want to be like, okay, I just want extra money. I want an extra $200 a month or $300. Maybe an extra 600 would be great. So I could go buy groceries and not have to worry about having to bring a calculator to the grocery store to see if you have enough money. You can just get one customer a week at $300, then boom, you don't have to worry about bringing that calculator to the grocery store anymore because the money will be in your bank. Okay. And you're basically getting an all-in interactive experience program where you get mentoring from a multimillionaire, Michelle O'Neill, and you get her videos in a vault of library, and you get the ability to have, depending on which level you go through, different amounts of lines of revenue that when you make a sale, you get to keep it all, 100% of it. You're not sharing it with Michelle O'Neill. It's all your own business. So what are you investing in? You're investing in the education you need to do a digital business online that is wrapped around education. Did you know that according to Forbes, I think you guys have heard that magazine, Forbes, they put out a special article recently that said that before the pandemic, digital e-learning for the whole year of 2018 actually pulled in about 900 plus million bucks for the whole year. That's a lot of money. 900, almost $1 billion for the whole year in 2018. And then the pandemic hit and everyone was so like isolated, staying home, and showing the number one thing that happened because of the pandemic was everyone started spending money on buying e-courses. Did you know that it went from 900 million in 1 year for the whole 365 days? It went all the way up to $1 billion per day spent on e-learning. $1 billion more than the whole year before. Now, every day that is spent on e-learning. And we're talking like since 2021 or something like that is when it started hitting like that. And then they have projected by 2027 that that number is going to increase. This is according to Forbes, to $3 billion a day. $3 billion per day are going to be spent on digital e-learning. That's a lot of money. And so I always want to say to you guys that if you want to get in on the ground floor and get in on the e-learning business, this is the number one opportunity that has sold to over 58,000. So there's definitely proof of success where you can make these kind of info right here. These numbers can be generated if you do the process correctly. These can actually come in daily. It's totally possible. I'm not guaranteeing anything. The only thing that I guarantee, I'm just going to be honest and have integrity with you guys. The only thing I guarantee is that the information's right. It's really up to me to apply it and do it. If I don't apply the information, then I'm not going to get any kind of this stuff going on right here. Because information doesn't change. Transformation does. And if you can sit on the information and not do anything about it, you won't have any transformation. You'll still be working your dead end job, both of them. I know a person, her name's Amy, that's in the community that was working like at least 2 jobs. I think she was working 3 jobs actually. Then she got involved in this. She invested in it. Can you imagine having 3 jobs, trying to carve out 2-hour workday? And she would literally go on her break for 10 minutes and watch a video. Then she would have a second break and she would go ahead and get her website up and running. in just 10 minutes and then work on that. And then later on for her lunch hour, she would post social media content. It was simply talking about, oh, I'm starting an online business. I can't believe I'm doing this. This is crazy. Please follow me. Let's go through it together. Can you do a video post like that? Of course you can. It's pretty simple. Look at follow me and go and binge all of my TikToks here. Binge all of my YouTube videos. Binge all the stuff I do on Facebook. And then basically what you learn from this is how to do those videos correctly so that you can edit like a 7-second video in about 20 minutes. Then you can edit a 30-second video in about 30 minutes. That's about 50 minutes or so. And then you just simply post one other video, and that's it. That takes about an hour, but you just fit it in whenever you can. And we teach you how to do the right posts. And if you're like thinking, oh, okay, I don't really like to show my face, I don't want to do that, then that's fine. We actually teach you how to do this without showing your face in what's called the invisible empire, basically, where you can just show your hands or you can show like backgrounds and stuff like that. We teach you that. There's a full bonus module where you don't have to show your face. There's some people in the program that are like police officers and stuff like that they can't show their face for safety reasons. So that's something that we accommodate for. We fit every single gap that you could possibly think of that would prevent you from doing your own online business, wanting to escape your job, and wanting to be a present parent. And that's the big thing here. Like when I was working from home and I realized that I couldn't do it anymore. I was in a dead-end job. I was dying daily. And I thought to myself, I'm at home. And my kids are 5-10 feet away in the other room having fun, playing on their Jenga, watching a show like My Little Pony or whatever. And they're laughing. And I'm sitting here being yelled at in my ear. I was wearing this headset. Was the key because I was able to quit my job and actually do this as a full-time business now. But I was wearing this headset right here, and it was like a prison sentence. And it left me. And I died daily. And I thought, oh man, this sucks. And then basically what happened was I learned the skills to do the digital business. And now I've structured my day so I can do these skills for 3 hours per day. So I always put 1 hour in here for training and education. I post my social media for an hour and I can break that up. And then I do my free ads, which is something I need to get better at because I haven't been doing a lot of that recently. But free ads just get people to go to your website, check it out. And then if they decide to buy, then they do one of these options here. So let's just talk about numbers here. Everyone here might have done affiliate marketing before. So, and if you sold something and you make a good commission on it, you might make $9. Let's say you're selling like this microphone and it costs like $120 or whatever. And you get an affiliate on that for $9. You're doing pretty good, right? And then if you want to make an extra $900, okay? How many of those microphones do you got to post about and sell? It's pretty easy math. 9 times what equals 900? Woo! 100. You got to sell 100 of those bad boys to make $900. Woo! That's going to take a while. Now, if you come over here and you invest in the Legacy Builder program at the top package that I have to offer for the 900, guess what happens here? You make 100% of that. 900. Okay? How many of those do you need to sell in order to make the same amount you had to sell for 100 times 9? 1. Oh, this is really hard math. Okay. 900 times 1 is 90. 90 hundy. 900. Anyway, okay, would you rather hustle and bustle to sell 100 of these and pray, or would you rather just sell one of these? What would an extra 900 do for your month? How much extra groceries could you buy for an extra 900? What would you do with your bills with an extra 900? How would that feel to be like just posting 3 videos a day? Let's say you post like 27 videos total, and then you finally hit that first sale a month later, and you it justified doing 3 videos per day. And again, you're only spending 1 hour a day. Okay. So your times 30 days, that's 30 hours of work. 30 hours of work. Okay. And then that's all you're doing on the social media. And then someone, your perfect customer, finds you. They go through your funnel. Okay. They go through your funnel. They don't care about the emails because they're ready to listen to your mentor. And then they go ahead and purchase and you make 900. That's how it works. And by the way, when you're doing those 3 videos per day, investing 30 hours to make them, they're digital real estate forever. Digital real estate forever. That's the coolest part about it. And they keep working. They never go away. They never go away. They're not like stories on Insta. You know what I mean? They're going to be on there and they're never going to go away. That's the coolest thing about it. And so there could be someone 4 months later that saw a video that you posted for one of your first videos. You were real, you were raw, you were sharing the truth. And then they like connected with you. They started to like you. They started to trust you. And then they bought from you. Now, those are the 3 steps. There's 3 steps to the customer buying process. They got to be aware that there's a problem. Number 1. So that's why you do the 7-second video. So you do the 7-second video because you got to create the awareness. You got to say, hey, are you working in 2 dead-end jobs, wishing that you could escape? Well, there's a better way. I got a freedom formula plan for you. Just take it. It's free. What do you got to lose? Okay. That's the 7-second video where you're not even saying anything. That's just all text on the screen. Put a catchy tune in there. Done. 10, 15 minutes. Done. Doesn't take very long to do that. TikTok. Really easy. And then you repost it on YouTube. You know, you can even use repurpose.io and you can send it out to 10 different places and you have immediate exposure everywhere. And you can, if you have a long form video like this live that's replaying back on YouTube, you can take that YouTube or you can download it from TikTok. Either way, put it into OPS clip. And then from OPS clip, it's going to automatically chop it up to little bite-sized bits. And then you take those bite-sized bits and you put them into repurpose.io, and repurpose.io sends it out to 10, 4 to 6, 10 different social medias for you. Like that. I can show you all this in my free school community. I can hold your hand and I can show you how to do repurpose.io, how to do the OPS clip. There's actually a free version of OPS clip. Welcome back, Calvin. Glad you joined, bro. And then you can chop it up for you. And then you can put it into repurpose.io. And I can show you all that. Hold your hand. Because I got a crazy deal that I'm going to offer you in just a moment, where I'm going to hold your hand for 90 days. And we're going to meet regularly, every week, regularly. We're going to meet to keep you on track, just like a coach, like a business coach, basically. And I'm going to hold your hand. I'm going to make sure you're on the right path. I'm going to introduce you to people who are in my network. I have over 68 people in my own community. 68 people following me, listening to me. And I pray for them daily. And I give them business knowledge daily. And we meet once a week on Saturdays at 9 a.m. live on Zoom. So if you want to join us live on Zoom, then you can get in my link here on the automations, or you can go to legacyblueprintnow.com, put in your email there, and I'll invite you to go to a webinar and to go to our Saturday morning trainings. Like the first Saturday morning training at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time on Zoom. You have to get in here to get the Zoom link, and I'll give you the Zoom link. The first Saturday morning of every month, we go over business knowledge. We could be going over funnels, how to build them. We could be going over, like the last week, I got it on YouTube. If you find me, I can share the link with you. It's like an hour-long training, like an hour and 20-minute long training. How to find your perfect customer, how to instantaneously have rapport with that customer, okay? And how to instantaneously tell them what their problem is so that they connect with you, okay? And then how to bring them the gain. What are they going to gain? What's the formula? We went over the 5 whys. If you haven't done the 5 whys before, I want to just allude to that right now, because I did a training on this. I'd love to have you join my free school community. You can get the whole training. The 5 whys, just real quick, is basically the concept that Toyota is a master at. If you ever watch a Toyota ad, it's so specific. It's like so nailed down that you can't believe, like, they're just talking to me. This is crazy. Well, what you do is you ask yourself the word why 5 times. So what's the problem you're trying to solve? Well, I got 2 jobs. Why? Well, they don't want to like work too hard. Why are they working too hard? Okay. Well, because that's what they were trained by society. Well, why don't they know what to do with something better? Well, they need someone to tell them. Why don't they have someone tell them? Why don't they know how to find someone? Okay. Well, because they don't know how to find that mentor. Okay. And then what do they really need to know? Well, they need to know how to do an automated business with the website that works for them, even when they're not working. That wasn't the best example, but another example would be like a car battery, for instance. So a car battery dies and the car won't start. Why did it not start? Because it car battery was in charge. Well, why wasn't the car battery charged? Because maybe it had a faulty alternator, like the alternator had a problem. Okay. So why did the alternator have a problem? So you end up replacing a battery, spending 300, 500 bucks, and then you replace an alternator, spending like about 600 bucks because it's a truck. Well, then the alternator dies again. So why did it die again? Well, because it had a problem with it. Well, what's the problem it had with it? Well, there must have been something malfunction. Well, what malfunction? The timing belt was off. There, you finally got to the core root of the problem, which was that actually the timing belt. The battery was okay. The alternator would have charged the battery, so you didn't have to spend, like 305. Let's say you just spent 500 on a car battery plus another 600. You spent 1,100 bucks on between the alternator and the car battery when all you needed was the new timing belt. The timing belt was actually only 10 bucks. You could have fixed your car for $10. Whoa, hello. So if you have a free school community and you're teaching people about selling those belts, there you go. You can reach that customer right away. If you're stuck and dead on the end of a road, maybe you need a timing belt. So that's just one example there. Okay. And so that's the 5 whys. So the first Saturday of the month, we always go over all of the different business knowledge you need to know in order to make this business work. And then anytime, a moment, 24/7, you can make a comment in my free school community. You get to know people. People get to know you. You can show your personality. You get prayer. You get daily business knowledge. And there's so much more. And then on the second Wednesday of the month, the second Saturday of the month, on Saturday at 9 a.m., then we go over to Christianity. I go deeper in your faith. Okay. This Saturday, tomorrow morning, I'm playing a really special recording from 2015 from my mentor who's passed on. I was with Jesus right now. And that person was something that totally revolutionized my life. And I am a different person because of his teachings. He can be teaching about spiritual gifts. Okay. And 20-minute session, and that's it. And then everyone's going to be blessed by that. And then on the third Saturday of the month, then we go over more business knowledge. And the fourth Saturday, we celebrate and we find out what we did for the month and if we hit our goals or not. And that's a really fun time. And then I always give some kind of competition where you can make money online. Well, I actually pay you. If you refer enough people to come into my community, sometimes I give you money. That's all good. So I just want to wrap up here real quick because it's getting late and I got other stuff to do tonight. And I really just scratched the surface on doing an automated business. And here's the bottom line. If you are in a place where you are dying daily and you're at home, listen, I thought I had the right plan, but it turned out my plan was totally wrong. I was working in a dead-end job, and I wish that I would have known earlier. For 3 years, I tried so hard, and I was slaving away. And then I was working from home, and my kids were 5 feet away from me right over there. I wish I could bust through this dumb door behind me that I built in this stupid office that's all around me. I spent $3,000 on this stupid office here, and I spent 3 years in here. If I could go back in time and tell myself, I would say, hey, you think you have a plan here, but I want to tell you why you're wrong. I want to tell you what it's really going to go on. You're going to work multiple shifts, and you're going to work overtime on holidays. You're going to miss things like your daughter walking for the first time, your son talking for the first time. You're going to miss it because you're going to be working in your stupid office, slaving away. People are going to be cussing at you. They're going to be throwing words at you, and they can't even afford $25 for internet service. You're going to sit there, and they're going to berate you. They're going to actually abuse you verbally. and you're going to sit there and take it. And then the company's going to switch gears, and they're actually going to threaten to take away all your money for the whole month if you don't handle a call right. So much for having job security, right? And then after all of that comes to pass, then there's going to be a hurricane. It's going to destroy the network. You can't even sell, and they're going to write you up permanently for something you couldn't even control. Okay? They're going to write you up, which takes you on the path to firing you. Okay? And then they won't even make arrangements for you long enough to take care of your elderly mom. How nice is that? They don't care about you. They want you to make them money. That's all they want you to do. And then they'll throw you away and flush you down the toilet when they're done with you. That's how it works. When the whole time all you want to do is be present, you're feeling regret every day. You're feeling like you wish you could just be with your kids and give them a hug, kiss your wife or husband or whatever. You just don't want to be there in that abusive, toxic environment. And then you're going to say enough's enough. You're going to get to a breaking point 2.5 years later, and you're going to discover a mentor. It's going to change your whole life. It's going to teach you how to be structured. It's going to teach you a special business plan that works, because over 58,000 people have done it, and they're making money, and they're quitting their jobs. And then you're going to basically go all in, and you're going to have the freedom structure that you've always wanted. You're going to be a present parent. You're going to invest in your kids, and you're finally going to go on that vacation you dreamed on going. That's a real path that you can have. If you want that, you can get the beginning steps of that. You can just need to go to this website here, legacyblueprintnow.com. And I really hope and pray that you check out my free school community. It's just school.com/Legacy Blueprint Now. It's been an honor and privilege talking with you today. Please follow me for the next time I go live. I hope you all learned something today. God bless you. Have a good day.